Kieran from 89.7 Power FM. We're hanging out in the back of the Flyleaf tour bus, and I have Lacey with me. How does it feel to be in Dallas?
It feels like I'm at home, right?
Yeah, totally. I know you guys have played some Texas shows lately, so Dallas, I mean, you know, the whole anticipation with the, you know, Unite and Fight tour and playing here, does it make it feel like home, you know?
Well, it's just, I think the weirdest thing is coming here is like remembering where we came from and where we started and how many times we came down here, like just where we're sitting with the House of Blues and the place where everybody parks and then walks down, you know, into Deep Ellum or whatever, wherever we played at the Door or the Curtain Club or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, it does remind you where you came from, and in a really neat kind of way, say, wow, you know, we never played the House of Blues back then, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So that is cool then. So tell me a little bit about, you know, how the tour is going, you know, and the Unite and Fight, and just kind of like your heart behind, you know, the whole, I guess, child trafficking, and why you chose to dedicate this tour to helping raise funds for that purpose.
I mean, I don't understand why more people don't do that. I mean, it's kind of weird to me that people don't know that exists if it's such a huge, gigantic problem, and so many people are affected by it, like, or, you know, lives are stolen from it. Like, we act like we care so much about kids, but then this is just such a huge issue. It's just weird to me that more people don't, you know, make it easier to help with this problem. I mean, I really feel like it was something that fell in my lap, and something that God was really kind of saying, I want you to tell people about this. Because whenever we started, I grew up in Arlington, Texas. My mom was a single mom, 6 kids, and we had it was hard, you know, it was difficult financially, and there was an organization in my hometown called Mission Arlington, and they were established by World Vision. World Vision has a headquarters too in Dallas, and they feed the homeless every year. They have that, like, the shopping day for the homeless to come in and get coats and stuff, and we actually got to work with them a couple Christmases ago and help, like, put some toys together for kids to have Christmas stuff, like comic books and stuff like that. You can always volunteer there, by the way, anyone can. But this particular issue is something, they have a bunch of different avenues with World Vision. They deal with a lot of things, and the reason why I love working with them, and there's another one we work with called Samaritan's Purse. They're totally legit. We've been on mission trips with them too. Is that I'm cynical, and I've seen too many scams, and it's hard for me to believe and trust in people doing good things, like, naturally. So in the end, I had to see for myself, and they were so open and say, oh, come and see what we do. And they took us to Rwanda and showed us what they do there, and we got to meet the kids that we actually adopted, you know, to help them go to school or whatever. And so they're just so open and transparent with their organization that I just thought, oh, this is legit, you know. And so we wanted to help give back, you know, because they had done lots for me when I was a kid with Mission Arlington. And the particular issue of human trafficking, they had talked to me about it before. If that's a big deal in your heart, you know, you can just give all the money to that. And I was just like, I don't really know anything about that, even though it sounds terrible. Like, I just didn't really know anything about it. So right the day after that happened, I was sitting on the bus, and the TV was just on randomly in the morning. I just came up to the front lounge, and it was on, and it was all about human trafficking in China, and how many girls are, and even just little kids are sold into brothels. They go into a small town, and they take these little girls, and they tell the family, we're going to put your kid in school and give her a good life. And they say, okay. They said, we'll give you this much money or whatever if you let us educate your kid or whatever. We'll send you money or whatever. And in the end, they take them to be prostitutes as children. And I saw that, just cried for like hours. And then, so that we did that. Like, they asked me about it. I saw that show the next day, and then the very next day after that, we played a show in, it was around here. It was around the FW area, And there was a speaker at the show. It was Christian. It was kind of a Christian event. And there was a speaker at the show called Francis Chan. He wrote the book Crazy Love. And he started talking about human trafficking. And he talked about how he has daughters. And one time God woke him up in the middle of the night and just spoke to him and about this issue and was like, what if this was your daughter? And then all of a sudden he just wept and wept and wept and was like, this is wrong for us to act like this doesn't exist. He was like, I would give my whole life, everything, every moment and breath that I have to get my child out of this situation. My whole life, all my money, everything. And he was like, why wouldn't I do it for God's daughter, and that's, so I just felt like those 3 things in a row was like, oh, God's like, I really want you to care about this issue. And of course I cried.
Yeah, totally.
And so that's a really long story, but when Unite and Fight came up, the whole idea is that the only way to fight something like that is with unity.
Yeah.
Unity of heart against that kind of thing, and finances to go towards these. World Vision pulls these girls out, they help try to heal their hearts so they come up healthy, and then they can make the world a better place and bring glory out of something so terrible.
Totally, and I think it's kind of hard to, like, whenever you witness that yourself, it's kind of hard for you to sit back and, like, not want to do something about it, and even too, because I think that, like, a lot of times people that, are unfamiliar with the topic, and they're like, oh, that's just happening over there, it doesn't really affect me, I'm over here in America, and all of a sudden they see it, like, either something on TV or they, experience it, and it's like, how can you not,
It's happening in America.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, there's definitely places in America where it's actually happening, 100%. And obviously in Mexico, kids getting kidnapped and pulled into it, and that's like, in Texas, that's like our next door neighbor.
So how's the response been from it? I mean, I know you guys have, especially from, taking this as an opportunity to kind of address the issue with other bands, and stuff like that. Has the response been pretty cool? Are they getting the same kind of feeling from it that you are? Or are they still kind of like, it's not my problem?
Yeah, I remember talking about it at one show, and these people started saying something like, USA or something like that. Like, don't help other people, just help USA, I've heard that so many times. We have enough problems in America, why should we go try to help? And I think that's totally right. You should help locally, but at the same time, we don't have anywhere near the issues that people have in other countries that don't have the freedom we have. And the benefits we have here, it is way worse. We don't know because we haven't been over there, but I totally understand that heart. And then in the end, World Vision actually helped me in America, in Arlington, Texas, helped me have Christmas and shoes and coats and school supplies, and helped us have, a loaf of bread a week, every week we had a loaf of bread, it was like a huge deal for us. So I know that it's, it's not everybody's heart. And our fans tend to be like, not our fans necessarily, our fans are awesome, but the people, the listeners that come to shows, the radio people who just want to go to a concert and get drunk and be dumb, they're like, whoa, that's a bummer,
Yeah, right.
They're like,
give me another beer.
You just ruined my buzz, So it's so, obviously we're not, that's just the way we're going to be, but I still think we have a responsibility within ourselves to make it known, and then let people decide what they want to do with the information.
Totally. Well, I want to, applaud you and just encourage you, for taking that stand, and definitely, because you guys are out there and you guys reach more people than maybe some of the other bands that we play, and I think it's amazing that you guys are willing to take this stance and say, this is an issue that we feel strongly convicted about, and this is what you can do to help alleviate it, and this is how you can go about it, and also let's have a good time with some music. So I think that's really, really, really cool.
Well, let me tell you real quick how you can help.
Totally, yeah.
Is they made it really simple for us. You just text the word UNITE, UNITE, to 20222, and $10 will be added to your phone bill. You can do it up to 3 times, and they let you, and then they'll text you right back, thank you for donating.
Very cool. So. Very cool. Well, tell me a little bit about the song Arise, because we just started playing it, and I tell people this, is doesn't matter who you are, you're human. Something within you is longing for something greater than who you are, for that fulfillment. And you see people try to fill that void through all these things that the world will give you, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like, it's not enough. you know, and there's always that need to have that faith in Christ. So I can totally understand, you know, it's just like being in that position where, you know, you're looking up to these people and you're like, this is it, this is what you need, you know. And do you ever feel that way, like when you're talking to people?
I mean, every night. I mean, when we play Rise, that's exactly the idea. The idea is, you know, we are all human. We do all have, you know, issues that we need to deal with and mistakes that we make, and we say dumb things, and we're nerds, and we're not as cool as everybody thinks, you know, and in the end, we're no better than anybody. We're totally blessed. There's miracles that happen all around us, and God's blessed one aspect of our lives, which is the fact that we like to play music. And in the beginning, we didn't do it very well at all. We just did it because it was cool and fun, and He blessed it to where, you know, we got better, or people, like, we had favor, and it was totally miraculous. And we recognize that, you know, but it doesn't make us better than anyone. And when we're on stage, we want to make sure that as people, you know, scream and shout for us, that we say, particularly, we're no better than anybody here. And if, you know, if you think that what happened to us is something great, it's nothing. It's not out of the reach of something, you know, something as impactful as what you were created to do, you know. And it's not any more important than turning around and hugging your brother or your kid and telling them you love them. That's just as important as what we're doing, because all we want to say is that God loves you, you know. Tell us one we will make.